Getting hard to sleep, blood is in my dreams. Love is killing me, trying to figure it out. Nothing better to do when I'm stuck on you. I'm still in here trying to figure it out. I let it go, cause I won't see you later when we're not allowed to talk it out. I said I'd go, promise I won't show.
Josie Jong, he's in the final.
What a player Mike Williams is. He gets through to the final of the World Championship.
This has truly been one of the great championships, and the last 16 days of brilliant drama and big breaks have passed by in a blur, quite literally in the case of Mark Williams, because at the tender age of 50, he's now the oldest man ever to make it to a Crucible final and is 18 frames away from getting his hands on the Silver Lady Trophy for a fourth time. But in his way is a 28-year-old qualifier, Chao Xin-tong of China, the first amateur ever to make it to this stage, who's dreaming of becoming Asia's first ever world champion. Don't forget, he was only 3 years of age when Mark Williams first got his mitts on this little thing a quarter of a century ago. Whatever way it turns out, this is a grand finale. And the only thing we can say with certainty is a lefty will win it.
What a player Mike Williams is. He gets through to the final of the World Championship.
When I was 10 years old, I think I played exhibition with Mark in China before. He's a very nice guy and he played really nice snooker. I like play with him.
And he's got a wonderful touch. He's so easy on the eye. He's terrific to watch.
No signs of any nerves whatsoever. Cool as a cucumber.
Well, I'm expecting, you know, a lot of long pots, a lot of breaks. That's what he does. I just got to try and play to my strengths and try and keep him safe, which is not as easy as that sounds.
Josie Jong, he's in the final. He beats Ronnie O'Sullivan with a session to spare.
You know, even though O'Sullivan didn't play very well, not many people can dismantle him with a session to spare at the Crucible in the semi-final, and, you know, Xin-tong done it. So, very tough game for me, but look, win or lose, it's still a great competition for me.
He plays snooker is very nice, and the long points are very good. Yeah, maybe we can pick some long pot in the final.
Well documented. I'm booked in for the 12th of June for lens replacement. How do I go and get my eyes corrected and see perfect vision when I'm still getting to finals and still making breaks at the arm? I don't know. It's something I have to think about after this.
Oh, I can't believe that he's 50 in the final. So yeah, he's legend, really legend, and respect him.
I didn't think anything could top the 2018 when I won there, but I think if I won this one, I think it'll have to be the best achievement I've ever done, without question.
And here we are in a hushed Crucible Theatre as we say good afternoon to everyone, and we say hello to Ken Doherty and to Steve Davis, two world champions of a certain vintage themselves. Shall we talk age, fellas? Because this is the largest gap between two finalists in terms of age that's ever been, 32 years. And to put it in context, Mark's eldest son is only 7 years younger than Chao. It's extraordinary. What difference is this going to make? What bearing will it have on the final, Steve?
No real idea, other than the fact I think everybody in this room, well, we've been standing here for about 5-10 minutes before we went on air, and the feeling is weird. Yeah. There's an eerie feeling. It's the calm before the storm. Nobody knows what's going to happen, and one of the players is 50 years old, trying to attempt to actually make Peter Pan look envious. Because if he could do this, it would be an incredible story. Yeah. But of course, other stories are available.
He becomes the only player, Mark, to earn a Crucible final appearance in 4 separate decades. You played him in one of those decades in 2003. Why has he seemed to get better with age, not worse?
I know. I mean, and what's changed in all those years? Yeah. Well, he's half blind, you know, he's probably got less hair. than he did all those years ago. But he's still producing just incredible snooker. I mean, that snooker against Judd Trump was just amazing. You know, the pot, he's still knocking in the long pots, he's still knocking in the big breaks, and he's playing with such calmness, you know, and composure and confidence, and it's wonderful to see.
But Zhao Xintong, on the verge of something that China and Asia has long yearned for. Now, Ding Junhui carried their hopes for a very long time. What a phenomenal opportunity for this young man today.
Incredible. I mean, I think once we saw him win the UK Championship a few years ago, we knew he was very special. But you don't know until you get on the biggest stage of all how it's going to pan out, and we still don't know. And that's, I think, why the rooms go, will Xintong come out here and play the type of free snooker he's played the whole tournament, or will Mark Williams be able to put him through the ringer?
Yeah.
OK, shall we check their respective paths to the final, because they've been long and winding, and particularly long in the case of Zhao, because it was the 7th of April. He's been playing virtually non-stop for the last 28 days, not just 16. He's won 8 matches to get here, 4 in qualifying, and he's beaten Jack Jones and Lei Pei Fan, Chris Wakelin and his idol, Ronnie O'Sullivan. In total, he's played 142 frames just to get to this final. Mark Williams said he'd be an easy draw here in Sheffield after struggling with his vision, but he's outsmarted some brilliant players, and indeed, he beat the world #1 Judd Trump in a 4-session semi-final, which incidentally was his 50th Crucible match win last night at the age of 50. Ken, can you assess Mark Williams' progress here? Because clearly, having beaten the world #1 in such almost comprehensive fashion, particularly the last couple of sessions, it was an absolute peak performance by this man, wasn't it?
It was, you know, and everything that the world #1 threw at him, he was able to cope with, and he threw back, you know, with great aplomb. You know, as I said, his break building, you know, and he didn't look under pressure, and he just looked like he was really enjoying it, you know, and some of the breaks that he made were quite incredible. And, you know, the snooker and the standard that he's producing at his age is phenomenal.
Ken, normally you need to win 71 frames to lift this trophy, but we are telling a completely different story here, because if you factor in that Zhao's already won 93 to get to the final after those 4 qualifying matches, we're talking 111 to win this total. It makes your head spin, Steve, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, he's definitely in stroke, isn't he? And it's business as usual. Once you get to this stage of the tournament, you are just basically playing on autopilot. So I think both players will play fantastically well. No real idea who's going to win it, and I think the crowd know that as well. Nobody's really got a clue.
Well, it's Zhao the Cyclone, ready to whip up a storm, or will it be Williams the Master Craftsman? I wonder. It's the Halo World Championship final. It is a 4-act sporting drama, ready and waiting to unfold inside the Crucible Theatre, and our 2 brilliant finalists are ready. Mark Williams knows the stage. It's brand new for Zhao Xintong. We wish only the best for both of them. And here we go. It's time for our MC, Mr. Rob Walker, to make our introductions. It's the final.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. After 15 fabulous days of drama, heartache and glory, it all comes down to this. 2 men from opposite sides of the world, 2 men at opposite ends of their careers. But today their paths converge for this one chance to seize glory and greatness for themselves, for their families and for their countries. It's time for the 2025 Halo World Snooker Championship Final. It's time to get the boys on the bays. Please welcome a man standing on the verge of history for his country and an entire continent, bidding to become China's first world champion after an extraordinary run to a maiden final. He's the youngest player from any nation to make it this far for 14 years. What a stage, what an opportunity, and what a talent he is. He's the Cyclone, Zhao Xintong. And now to a truly remarkable man, who today becomes the oldest player in history to make a World Championship final. Though he modestly protests otherwise, he is without doubt one of our all-time greats, an icon of Welsh sport, revered around the world, bidding for a 4th world crown 26 years after his first. The irreplaceable, irrepressible Mark J. Williams.
One of the great occasions in sport in any year, about to get underway. Deep breath, everyone. Settle in for what is a 2-day match.